High school now. We've talked a lot about baseball, softball, and soccer in the area, but the golf scene in the Wichita area has some freaks on the course right now, including one from Andover who's still just in his sophomore year. Andover golfer Aidan Nguyen is only in his second season of high school golf, but it's far from the beginning of his golf career.
When I was around 6, he's always just taking me out there. I never really took interest to it until my sister started playing. I was like, I gotta beat her first.
In his young high school career, he's already made quite the name for himself.
I shot 66 last year, my freshman year. I got pretty lucky.
Why do you say that?
I chipped in from like 40 yards twice for eagle.
As a freshman, Nguyen finished as a first-team All-State selection. Now in his sophomore season, he's taken the title of champion in his last 3 tournaments in a row, as all of his hard work throughout the years is starting to shine through.
At a really young age, I was always pretty stubborn, and not a lot of work was paying off. Now it's just, when you go to a tournament, you feel prepared, and all that hard work you've done, you just got to accept whatever happens afterwards.
Now, with college recruiting and whatever comes next right around the corner for Nguyen, he's ready to keep putting the work in every day, as he has for so long.
As a child, you dream of that happening, but now it's reality, and you gotta own up to it. If pro golf is an option, I would like to get to it.